I still think about the message sometimes, not because it was threatening, but because of how ordinary it sounded. Don't stay late tonight. That was it. No name. No explanation. Just that one line sitting in my inbox like it belonged there. At the time, I remember staring at it for a few seconds, then closing my laptop like it didn't matter. I wish I hadn't. Back then, my life was predictable. I worked at a small insurance office just outside the city. Nothing exciting. Same desk. Same people. Same routine every day. I used to tell myself I liked it that way, quiet, stable, safe. I wasn't the kind of person who believed in signs or instincts. I believed in logic. If something didn't have a clear explanation, I ignored it. That mindset made things easier, or at least, I thought it did. Most evenings, I left work around 5:30. But that particular week had been overwhelming, deadlines piling up, coworkers calling in sick, clients becoming impatient. By Thursday, I was already behind. So when my manager casually asked, "Can you stay a bit late tonight?" Just to catch up, I didn't hesitate. "Yeah, no problem," I said. I remember feeling oddly proud of that answer. Like I was being responsible, dependable. Around 6:15, the office started to empty out. One by one, lights clicked off, chairs slid back, quiet goodbyes echoed down the hallway. "Don't stay too long," one of my coworkers joked as she grabbed her bag. I smiled. "I won't." But I already knew I would. It must have been close to 7 when I noticed the message. It wasn't on my phone. It was on my work email. No subject line. No signature. "Don't stay late tonight." At first, I assumed it was some kind of mistake. Maybe a coworker meant to send it to someone else. Or maybe it was a weird attempt at humor. I even checked the sender's address. Blank. Not hidden. Just empty. That's when I paused. Just for a second. Long enough for a small, uncomfortable thought to form. But I pushed it away. "I'm just tired," I told myself. I closed the email and went back to work. Looking back now, I realized something important about that moment. It wasn't that I didn't feel anything. It was that I chose not to. Around 7:40, the building had gone completely silent. No footsteps. No voices. Even the hum of the air conditioning felt distant. I remember leaning back in my chair and stretching. My screen blurred for a second, and I rubbed my eyes. That's when I heard it. A chair moving. Not mine. Somewhere behind me. I froze, but not out of fear. More like confusion. "Hello?" I called out, half expecting one of my coworkers to respond. Nothing. I turned slightly in my chair, scanning the rows of empty desks. Everything looked exactly as it had before. Chairs pushed in. Papers neatly stacked. Lights dim. I told myself it was just the building settling. Old offices make noises. That's normal. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that something had shifted. I tried to focus again, but my attention kept drifting. Every small sound started to stand out. The faint creak of the floor. The distant buzz of fluorescent lights. Even my own breathing felt louder than usual. At some point, I checked the time. 8:12 p.m. Later than I expected. I remember thinking, just finish this last file and leave. Simple. Logical. Then my computer screen flickered. Just once. A quick blink. I frowned, tapping the side of the monitor lightly. Come on. The screen stabilized, and then, without warning, a new email popped up. Same format. No subject. No sender. This time it said, "I told you not to stay." I didn't move. I just stared at the screen, reading it over and over, like the meaning might change. My first instinct wasn't fear. It was irritation. "Okay, that's not funny," I muttered, glancing around again. Part of me still believed this was a prank. Maybe someone forgot something and came back. Maybe they were hiding, watching me, waiting for a reaction. That idea actually made more sense to me than anything else. Because at least it was explainable. I stood up. "Seriously, whoever this is, just stop," I said, louder this time. My voice echoed slightly down the hallway. Still nothing. That's when I noticed something I hadn't before. One of the office doors, at the far end of the room, was slightly open. I was sure it had been closed earlier. Now, here's the thing. Even then, I didn't feel scared. Not really. What I felt was challenged. Like I needed to prove there was nothing to worry about. So I started walking toward it. Slowly. Each step felt louder than it should have. The floor creaked under my weight, the sound stretching into the silence. Halfway there, I hesitated. Just for a second. I remember thinking, this is stupid. But I kept going. When I reached the door, I pushed it open gently. The room inside was dark, except for a faint glow coming from a computer screen in the corner. That didn't make sense. No one was supposed to be there. "Hello?" I said again, quieter this time. No response. I stepped inside. The air felt different. Colder, somehow. I walked toward the screen. And that's when I saw it. It was my email. Open. On that computer. The same message. "I told you not to stay." I felt something shift inside me then. Not panic. Not yet. Just a realization. That this wasn't coming from outside. The screen flickered again. And then, slowly, another line appeared underneath the message. I tried before. I didn't understand what that meant. But I didn't want to stay long enough to find out. I turned around and walked out of the room, faster this time. Not running. Just done. I grabbed my bag, shut down my computer, and headed for the exit. No hesitation. No second thoughts. As I reached the front door, I noticed something that made my stomach drop. The security panel. It showed the building status. Occupied, 1. I stood there for a few seconds, staring at it. Then I pushed the door open and stepped outside. The cool night air hit me like a reset button. I took a deep breath, then another. And for the first time that night, I felt it. Fear. I didn't go back the next day. I called in sick. Then I called IT, explained everything as calmly as I could. They checked the system logs. No unusual activity. No remote access. No sign that anyone else had logged into the network. As for the security system, it showed exactly what I saw. One person in the building. Me. Eventually, I convinced myself it was some kind of glitch. A technical issue. Maybe I imagined parts of it. That explanation felt safer. Easier. But a week later, something happened that I still can't explain. I was cleaning out my inbox when I found the original message again. "Don't stay late tonight." This time, I noticed something I hadn't before. The timestamp. It wasn't from that evening. It was from the night before. At 2:03 a.m. That's when the idea hit me. Quietly. Slowly. What if the message wasn't a warning about that night, but a memory of it? I still work in a different office now. Different building. Different people. I leave on time. Every day. No exceptions. Not because I'm afraid of what might happen, but because I've started paying attention to something I used to ignore. That quiet feeling. That hesitation. That small voice that doesn't explain itself. I used to think being rational meant dismissing anything that didn't make sense. Now I see it differently. Sometimes, the things we can't explain are the ones we should listen to the most. And I still wonder sometimes, if I had listened the first time, would I have ever needed the second warning?